Good morning, all of you. So, there is a culturing and maintenance microorganism. Our next topic is isolation of VAM and actinomycetes. Okay, so there is a isolation of particular mycorrhiza, that is fungi. So, it will be isolated by the sieving and decaying technique. The sieving, that is known as the VAM, that is vesicular apsicular mycorrhiza. It is discovered by Judman and Nicholson. The spore were collected uppermost layer of the soil. After that, the VAM, that is known as apsicular mycorrhiza, that is known as fungi. So firstly, that we use this method, like as you seen in PPT, the soil which is separately washed with the water by sieving method. So different size of sieve we can use for the filtration, that is 750 mm, 250 mm, 100 mm and 50 mm sieve. So with the help of water we use to centrifuge for 5 minutes and then discard the supernatant with its floating debris. After that, they resuspend the pallet into, as we know, vacuum filtration, that is known as membrane filtration. The soil and the supernatant washed with the 50 micrometer sieve to remove the sucrose before the vacuum filtration. As we all know, the VAM is method, sieving and decaying method, which is good method to isolate mycorrhizal fungi from the roots and the soil. The suspension that we use for the various technique of isolation VAM spores, floating technique, sieving, gradient, centrifugation to prepare the monoclonal antibodies, polyclonal antibodies and many of this. After that, the isolation of actinomycetes from the soil sample. How we isolate the isolation? How we isolate the actinomycetes? That we use a serial dilution method in the actinomycetes isolation. So firstly, we have to take 10 gram of each soil sample, which is suspended into the sterile physical 100 ml of water. After that, heat treatment was performed and bath at 50 degrees Celsius for the 60 minutes. So as we seen in the image, so soil sample which is put it into the sterile bags which is having actinomycetes bacteria. After that, the sterile bag, after that drying at room temperature of soil sample, some pre-treatment thermal microbes and sonication performed and then serial dilution is performed of soil sample. After that, inhibitors, that is cyclohexamide and nalixic acid. Then you have to incubate all the plates and incubation for the 28 degrees Celsius for 7 to 14 days. Then isolation and purification strain, which is carried out as we seen by streaking method. Then cultivation by submerged fermentation. After that, temperature for maximum growth capacity, that is 60 degrees Celsius and optimum, that is 28 degrees Celsius. So you have to maintain the pH, that is 3 to 13 and optimum, that is 7, which is we known as neutral, and NaCl tolerance, that is up to the 32% and optimum 0 to 1%. So there is a flowchart isolation of actinomycetes. Firstly, you have to collect the soil sample which is available and presence of actinomycetes. After that, you have to perform air drying. Then pre-treatment by method of selective enrichment method, which we use for actinomycetes isolation. After that, we use centrifugation, phenol, CaCO through dry heating, nutrient enrichment and media plus antibiotic treatment. After that, sample use for the serial dilution. Serial dilution in which we perform, like the first test tube which we use 9 ml of water plus 2 gram of soil, and after that 1 ml transfer into each test tubes. After that, the test tubes 1 ml sample plating on different media, which is nutrient agar. After that, colony isolated and purification. Colony isolated on the nutrient agar plates and then colony preserved into the 50% of glycerol. Thank you.